Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. India has sealed the series, and some incredible performances we've got to see today after a batting collapse in the first innings. Shivam Dube and Hardik Pandya were the ones to get to rock the boat for India, and then of course later in the second innings, you saw Varun Chakravarthy take a couple of wickets, and then finally Ravi Bishnoi as well with two wickets, and then finally in the death overs, it was Harshit Rana and Arshdeep Singh who really held their nerves together and sealed the deal for India. Bharat also joins us. Naman, first reaction of the match. You saw some really good performances today. Again, batting a little bit of a concern, but overall, it's been a good day.
Yes, it has been. Initially, the short selection by the first three batters of India were not that great, getting out at Mahmood's bowling. But yes, the fight back was on when Rinku and Abhishek tried to build a partnership, and then Hardik and uh, Shivam Dube making sure that India reaches a respectable total that makes it out of reach for England. Although England openers did start very well, they went on to score some 60 odd runs within the first 6 overs. But Surya Kumar Yadav's deployment of his bowlers was particularly, I think, the pick of the day because he slotted them well and they were able to chip off English batters at crucial points, especially when Bishnoi and Aksar took the first three wickets. So yes, great day for India because they were able to seal the series. But yes, batting remains a bit of concern.
Bharat, let's start from the first innings itself. You saw a bit of a batting collapse once again. Openers didn't really fire. You had an Abhishek Sharma. He got going for a little bit, but apart from that, Tilak Verma, Surya Kumar Yadav out for ducks. Rinku Singh showed us a little bit of a glimpse as well. But it was Shivam Dube and Hardik Pandya who really set the tone and saved the day for India. Talk about their innings.
Yeah, it was a brilliant partnership. At that stage of the innings, it seemed like India would get a score of maybe 150, 160, at max 160. Those 20 runs really made a huge difference. Maybe England lost the plot a little bit when they bowled a beamer or two, a couple of full tosses, which made no sense against Shivam Dube because obviously you have to go hard length against him. But Hardik Pandya, especially that no look lofted shot he played, that was a insane stroke. Someone who has that pyrotechnics, similar with Dube when he gets it right against spinners, especially. Yeah, it was a brilliant stand, and that really won it for India. Obviously, there will be some controversy. There is some controversy related to Harshit Rana coming in as a sub. That will be debated for long. But India, I guess, was a slightly better side. They did certain things slightly better. For example, when England needed 55 of 36 balls, Harry Brook was in good form. He should have continued to bat until the end of the innings. That he didn't. Those small things, I guess, India did slightly better than their opponent and deserved to win.
So let me
Surya
let
was,
me also let
yeah.
me also take this from here. So people are saying this is cheating. Bharat Ramraj, you said you did not touch on that. So is this unfair advantage? Let's attack the question directly. Is this unfair advantage? You had a Shivam Dube. Now Shivam Dube would never have bowled like a Harshit Rana. 140, you finished off with a Harshit Rana. Where do you stand on this? I mean, should the ICC make clear rules for concussion subs, like for like? Or something, because otherwise you are actually making advantage of a loophole and playing a full-fledged bowler and a full-fledged batter. Shivam Dube gets you 50 runs and Harshit Rana comes and picks 3 wickets. Where do you stand on this, Gargi?
I mean, when you think of it, how is this cheating? Because they've not done anything out of anything that nothing that violates the rules. So how is it cheating then? Maybe the rules are vague. Maybe the rules don't specify that you should have a like for like replacement. That you should not have, a bowler. This is honestly, it's reminding me of the impact sub rule. It's almost like Harshit
Fine.
Rana came in as an impact sub, but at the same time, going forward, if you think about it, if people are feeling like it's cheating, and if this is going to be a serious issue going forward, then maybe ICC can come up with better rules, or maybe rules that are less vague. Because at this point I don't think it's cheating. There was a concussion and another player came in. As simple as that.
Yeah,
But I will add a
India
point.
took advantage of that rule, Bharat. India took advantage of that rule. They played within the rules of the game, no question. Having said that, if you take it from the standpoint of ethics and if you take it from the standpoint of spirit, did India take unfair advantage? Is a question that England can justly ask. Bharat, where do you stand on this?
Yeah, that's the point. I don't think India cheated, but I guess it was unfair on the opponent because it was like an extra player being given to you. It's like, as she said, impact player rule. Then you have to get there's basically, if you look at it from an ethical point of view, then you have to give an impact player to the England team as well. Maybe add another all rounder for them. Someone who's maybe when they're batting, perhaps getting an extra batter like that's how it is. So in that sense, it's unfair in the opponent, but it was not cheating, obviously.
Aman, where do you stand on it?
I don't think it was cheating. Yes, the rules are vague. I mean, you have to utilize what you have on hand, and India did it well. They had the opportunity to put in Harshit Rana, and it's not easy to get 3 wickets on your debut. It's a tough situation. You're getting the ball. You have to deliver, and someone who's on debut, it's a bit difficult for that in that perspective also. So, although it's unfair on England, but I don't feel bad for England. They are always ranting about the spirit of the game. So yeah.
Okay, so basically, because it's England, no one says fair enough. Everything is fair. But let's take stock of it. I mean, at that point in time, England had got a start. Had Harshit Rana not come in, England was still pretty much in the game. I mean, Liam Livingstone and Harry Brook had taken kind of control. Yes, you can say it was a relatively slowish partnership. After that hammer and tongs opening partnership from Ben Duckett and of course that first stand between Duckett and Phil Salt was very good today. India had come back, but without Harshit Rana, could India have won the game? Amit says India did everything under rules, so it's not cheating. Point. Really unfair for England to get Harshit Rana. Janesh Jain. Point. That is why this is an even debate. We'll come to it. But Gargirao, for Gautam Gambhir, every time the camera went to Gautam Gambhir, one could sense that this was mighty relief. Gautam Gambhir had relief written on his face when that catch drop happened from Sanju Samson, that Jamie Overton catch, and you could see Gautam Gambhir frustrated. For him to come back to winning ways was very important.
Absolutely. Like you said, that opening partnership did, at one point seem like this is going too fast and it could, easily turn into momentum for England. And after that, Harry Brook coming in with that half century as well. So there were times when it seemed like the match was going away from India. But Harshit Rana, oh my God, I think he saved this match for India. So did Hardik and Shivam Dube. But at the second end, when you talk about the kind of bowling that Harshit Rana did at the fag end of the match in the death overs, he was very penetrative. He was again the same disciplined, consistent bowling that we saw in Perth as well. Did not leak any runs. And really frustrated the batter. So I think that changed a lot for India. I think Varun Chakravarthy as well was very good, but Harshit Rana really changed the momentum in favor for India.
But you know what, Bharat? You know what? When Harry Brook was going after Harshit Rana, 6-6-4, England had the momentum. Even with the concussion sub, even with Harshit Rana, they had the momentum. That shot was not on. Harry Brook had just played a scoring shot of Varun Chakravarthy. It was not as if Varun was having impact. It was his last over. 29 or something runs had already been conceded. And then to play that lap and ramp and get out to Arshdeep Singh, I thought Harry Brook's dismissal was the turning point. And you blame Harry Brook for it, not India's concussion sub. So to try and say unfair and all that is fine. But when England looks back, Harry Brook's dismissal after that innings was the problem. Bharat Ramraj.
Yeah, I wrote in my tweet, in the tweet as well, that was a poor stroke at that particular moment because it was Varun Chakravarthy's last over. He had already given a boundary in that particular over, and there are a couple of boundaries or six he had hit against Harshit Rana as well. So, and looking at the batting unit coming down the order at 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, it was Harry Brook who should have taken the responsibility and steered the England team home. But he's one of those players plays very instinctively. That is something that one has seen in Test cricket. Yes, it has worked for him in Test cricket quite a few times, but is someone who plays very instinctive kind of cricket. So when he gets it right, 3-4 boundaries or a six, it looks everything great. But he's the kind of player who can also make this kind of mistakes. So there was lack of game awareness from him. Tried to play an instinctive shot and got out. And yes, he was the key reason for England's loss. He got them there, almost there, and then threw it.
People are saying, sports fan says, let me explain to you. Imagine Kohli scores 100 and he sits out. Bumrah comes in place of him and gets a fifer. That's what India did. Hello. 2000, Harshit Rana is no Bumrah and Shivam Dube is no Kohli. So let's not give this analogy. And for a team that has won the 2019 World Cup with that Ben Stokes thing for a boundary, New Zealand will forever say they cheated. So in sport, it evens out. Don't get into that terrain. Whoever is the match referee, it's his problem. India will say not ours. Gautam Gambhir will say not ours. Surya Kumar Yadav will say not ours. Let the match referee pull us up. We took a call. The umpires allowed. The match referees allowed. Thank you. That's it. If we played within the spirit of the game, we played within the rules of the game, and there you go. Coming to more serious issues, are you worried, all of you, are you worried about Surya Kumar Yadav's form? Are you worried about Sanju Samson's form? Sanju Samson as wicketkeeper, simple run out miss, catch missed. Is this an impact of him not getting runs in the last few games? Naman, I'll start with you.
Yes, Samson had a very abysmal game today. He was not really in the look. I mean, he has been getting out the same way in the last 4 innings. So that clearly tells that he's not getting the ball to hit, from the middle of the bat. And with how he performed with the gloves, that also tells that he is actually not in that state of mind. His confidence level has dropped down and he seems a bit on the wrong side of things right now. About Surya Kumar Yadav, his form has been on the slump for the past 6 months, as I had said. And Surya Kumar Yadav's form is the major concern for India because this can be a little crucial for India going ahead if their captain is not performing. Rohit also had a slump like that earlier, but he came back, and I hope Surya also finds a solution to this.
Thompson De Cruz, this was absolutely unfair. Let's call spade a spade. In sport, everything is unfair. Who said sport is fair? Who has ever told you sport is fair? In sport, I will give you 1 million examples it was unfair. Of course, England will say it was unfair. India will say they played within the rules of the game. That's how it is. We said it. Yes, Gambhir.
One question to everyone who's saying this is unfair or this is cheating or whatever. If Harshit Rana had not picked up those wickets, would you still call it cheating? As simple as that.
Or when Harry Brook was going after Harshit Rana, would you have said the same? When two
Exactly.
sixes and 1 4 was hit back to back, what would you have said then? Would you have said it was cheating? Or you would have said, England is winning. England is smashing the hell out of Harshit Rana, who's the concussion sub. So yes, we understand. We understand that it was not like for like. We understand the spirit debate will rage on. But there are many such spirit debates, folks. There are many such spirit debates in sport. And we can give you 1 million examples. On a more serious note, Gargi Raut, Bharat Ramraj. Bharat, where do you stand on this? Varun Chakravarthy, Champions Trophy, 13th February is your Do you want Varun Chakravarthy to be included in that team somehow? Because Varun Chakravarthy, at this point in time, clearly from this series, is your wicket-taking option.
Yeah, I've been saying for a while, if you don't include Varun Chakravarthy now, when will you include him? When he loses form and gets 1 wicket in 5 matches, that is when would you include him. So you have to include him now because he's at the peak of his prowess. If you look at, even if you analyze his bowling, he's someone who gets that little more bounce now. So he's always hitting the sticker of the bat. That's point one. He's even imparting a little more side spin. I've never seen Varun Chakravarthy impart that kind of side spin in the past. Alongside overspin, he's even imparting a little bit of side spin. His control is good. His spot bowling is good. It's not someone who it's not someone who depends just on variations now. There's a time when they used to try too many variations. Nowadays, it's less about variations. It's more about control. It's more about the art of repetition. It's more about hitting the sticker of the bat. These are the things that is improved under Pratibhan's coaching, his spin bowling coach. these are the things, these are the aspects of his game is improved. So he's at the peak of his prowess, and that is when you have to include him. If you don't pick him now, then I don't know when will you pick him, maybe after he retires or something on those lines.
Vian Singh, what is it? Vian, right? What is your name? Vian Singh. Why Sam's? Sorry. If had this happened to India, would we have said it was fair? None of us are saying it is fair. We are saying it is within the rules. Nobody has said it is fair. People will refer the 2019 World Cup. Already, people have started to refer it in our comment section. There have been multiple instances in the past when things have not been fair, not been ethical, but they have been within the rules of the game. And that's what we are saying. India played by the rules. You want to judge them by spirit? Welcome. You want to question them of ethics? Welcome. Did they play within the rules of the game? Answer is yes. Did they deserve to win? The answer is yes. Finished. Ethics, rules, question it. Let the world body go change the rules, and then Gautam Gambhir and his team will say, okay, fine. Now the rule is changed. We will now play within the rules of the game. Gargi Raut, where do you stand on Varun Chakravarthy? Because this is an important question that Bharat said. To quote Bharat, he's at the peak of his prowess. He is. If you don't take him now, when on earth? Till 13th of Feb, you have the opportunity to change your Champions Trophy team. Will India take a call? Thoughts?
I would have answered it the same way that Bharat did. Indian management has made this mistake time and time again, where you see that players have not been picked when they were at their best. They were picked sometime later, and by the time they actually got into the team and actually got extended runs or extended opportunities, their form was gone, or their peak time was gone. So it's time to utilize Varun Chakravarthy. Look at what he's done. 3 matches back to back, 1 5 wicket haul, 1 3 wicket haul, and 2 wickets today. So when you think about that, that's a lot of wickets and a lot of penetration against a quality side, by the way. So and in Dubai conditions, he's going to be one of the most handy bowlers that you can think of. So I think not now, then when? That's the only question that you can ask Indian management. If not now, then when? I know this is T20I Champions Trophy is ODIs, but still you have to think of it. White ball cricket, he's doing so well, and he's been consistently performing through domestic cricket, and now in the 3 matches that he's played. So you have to use him. You have to put him in the squad.
Naman Suri, word on Shivam Dube. I thought both Bharat Ramraj and Gargi Raut made very important points as far as Varun Chakravarthy is concerned. This is an important selection. If you get it right, and Varun at this point in time is your go-to bowler. So will India do something? We've got to wait and see on the 13th. They will have an option. They do have that window open. Will the selectors give it a thought? But word on Shivam Dube, I thought he played very well. Yes, I thought Adil Rashid bowling to him for 2-3 overs allowed him to get in, played some boundaries, got the confidence. They did not try in that one Jofra Archer over when he was there. He was looking uncomfortable when he got that ball hit here, there, shortish ball, but allowing Adil Rashid to bowl to him, I thought Joss Butler missed a trick there. Naman Suri.
Yes, Shivam obviously played brilliantly. He has been adjudged the man of the match. I mean, what else is there to say? In fact, he didn't even come to collect it. Surya Kumar Yadav, I believe, has collected it on behalf of him. So, I mean, Shivam Dube did a fantastic job building the game with Hardik Pandya. Initially, he found it a bit difficult to tackle that short pitch deliveries, but when Adil Rashid came on, he went after him. He scored brilliantly and finishing the game off for India, helping them reach a target that was quite out of hand of England. I mean, we said in the pre-match show 160, 170 was something that India would be looking to target. Reaching 182, I believe that it was already a bit too much for England to take off. And then with Ravi Bishnoi and Akshar Patel taking quick wickets after the power play was just nail in the coffin.
Finally, the last few minutes I want to dedicate to the guy we hardly talk about since captaincy. Is by far India's best white ball player in this format, Hardik Pandya. Gargi, you go first.
Hardik Pandya, what do you? I mean, the more you say about him, the less it is, because he's the kind of player, the kind of skill set that he has. We have no replacement for Hardik Pandya still. We don't have a quality bowler like Hardik Pandya and a quality batter in one. There will never be, not never, but at least for now, in the recent future, I don't see any player in the domestic circuit or anyone of that stature that can fill a Hardik Pandya shaped void in the Indian team. There is no one capable enough to do that right now. And if you and you know, when you talk about his captaincy, I think he's a very, very talented captain. He's an incredible leader. We've seen that in IPL. We've seen that when he's led India as well. But the fact that he was uh, Amit also saying that Hardik rarely gets out of form. He does get out of form, but the way that he's batting right now, the way I think we're seeing glimpses of the old Hardik Pandya. When he had started emerging, the kind of matches that he was winning for his teams, that's the kind of Hardik Pandya that we're seeing once again. And I think this comeback year, this year is going to be the year for Hardik Pandya. We've spoken about this before, if I'm not wrong, and we had discussed it that after everything that has happened in Hardik Pandya's career, of a dip in form, injuries, being not even being made the vice captain now, this is the time for Hardik Pandya to really lock in and make a comeback, and he is on the right path.
Bharat Ramraj, 13 of 13 balls and 50 of 28. So 37 runs of 15 balls. Hardik Pandya.
See, Hardik Pandya, I don't think there is any replacement in India as of now. At least in limited overs cricket. Obviously, he doesn't play Test cricket anymore. But he's someone who's at the peak of his powers when it comes to hitting. I watched a couple of games inside Mustaq Ali Trophy as well. That youngster, he absolutely hammered that youngster Gurjan Preet Singh. He didn't know what to do at that particular moment. The left arm bowler, poor guy. I felt a little bit bad for him. But that day itself, Hardik Pandya once again showed that he's someone who has touched that, what can you say, zone in terms of his batting. And that is what we saw today as well, that one particular lofted shot that he played without even looking at it. That tells you the man is so confident now. He has that kind of unremitting self-belief. So yeah, when it comes to hitting, he's absolutely at his peak. Yes, maybe on certain two-pace decks like what we saw in the third T20I, some bowlers can hit the pitch hard a little bit and with hard lengths might at least try to restrict him. But oh boy, when he is in that zone, he's something else. So yes, currently he's one of India's most valuable players in limited overs cricket.
Now think about that innings firstly. I mean, Hardik Pandya, couple of balls of Adil Rashid blocks in control, 13 of 13, taking his time, all of a sudden explodes. Think of temperament, think of confidence. That I know that even if I am run a ball in 15 balls, in 30 balls I am at 50. That level of confidence to control a game. And the way those straight sixes were being hit. And who did he target? Jofra Archer. He targeted that first delivery of Jofra Archer and took control. I thought that was also a key moment in the game. Just like Shivam, Hardik's was also a key moment in the game. And hardly we have spoken about Ravi Bishnoi. So the final couple of minutes on the show, Naman Suri, we've discussed Hardik, but Ravi Bishnoi getting a couple of sort of balls here, there, get scored off, to come back and pick those quick wickets, first Ben Duckett and then a couple more, was a critical spell from Ravi Bishnoi. Naman.
Yes, definitely. I was going to point out in my last few comments here that someone who has not been, who is not being much talked about in this particular match is Ravi Bishnoi. He was the one who got India the breakthrough. He got the main wicket of Butler and I said it in the pre-show that he's going to utilize that extra bounce that will be on offer by this pitch, and he did utilize it. Getting India those breakthrough was very crucial because of the way the openers were hitting Indian bowlers across the ground. So Ravi Bishnoi, it's brilliant that the Indian selection team management stuck with him for this match as well, and And Bishnoi showed that he has the capability. He can deliver when it is required, and he did that. For me, Ravi Bishnoi had a phenomenal game, and he helped India a lot as others, Hardik and Shivam.
Minute each to close the show. Gargi, first to you, and I'll give the closing words to Bharat. How important is this for Gautam? Champions Trophy, 20 days left. You have the last T20 inconsequential, and you have the England ODI series, and you're not playing a practice game. You're going to Dubai on the 15th and then directly playing Bangladesh on the 20th. So 3 more games, frankly, to get the ODI series before the Champions Trophy. This win, how important is this for Gautam Gambhir and that management?
It is incredibly important because when you think of it, it's the momentum that has to drive you to Champions Trophy. It is the momentum that will drive you to do well in Champions Trophy. And it's also important after everything that happened in Australia that Gautam Gambhir gets the management right, that Gautam Gambhir gets the manhandling right of the players. No animosity in the dressing room, no drama, nothing. Just keep it straight, clean template, clean slate, start off once again. And I think what's going to be really important, like I said, is going to be momentum. Once you get these wins behind your back, once you get that team settled in, once you get that team bond, nothing can stop you. We saw that in the World Cup as well, the T20 World Cup. Once that team was gelled, once that team was playing like a team, contributing like a team, and not just one person performing or one or two brilliant performances in a match. You don't want that. You want the team to contribute as a team. So when you see performances like that, like what you saw today from the batters, Hardik and Shivam, you saw important breakthroughs from Ravi Bishnoi, Varun Chakravarthy coming in, Harshit Rana in the death overs, Arshdeep Singh as well from the other end. So when you think of this, it was a proper team contribution, and that's what you need from a team heading into an important tournament. So when you think of that perspective, that Gautam Gambhir has to get that right.
Bharat, last words from you. Plenty of talk about this fairness, unfairness. Do you think the Indian dressing room will be bothered, or they'll say, get lost? We've won the series, done. We will now focus on the job at hand. Let's make it 4-1.
Oh, this is professional sport. So in this professional sport, no one will really bother. England team also didn't bother after winning the World Cup when it came to that boundary count rule. Yes, it was fair, absolutely fair in terms of they played according to the rule and won it. Here too, it is just similar in a similar fashion. Yes, it was unfair on the opponent, but India played according to the rule, and match referee finally allowed this thing to happen. So he has to answer the question eventually. Yes, as far as the match was concerned, obviously it's a great series win for the Indian team. It hopefully will boost their confidence going into that ODI series and the Champions League.
That's all for now. It's 11:10, so time to call it the end of the show. Tomorrow morning we'll be back with our Ranji Trophy stuff. But as somebody said, Gautam Gambhir will think it was a masterstroke. It was an absolute masterstroke. The match referee should have taken the call. But Gautam Gambhir and the management, if you make a call within the rules and that wins you a game, that is what strategy and planning is all about. Naman Suri, Gargi Raut, Bharat Ramraj, to everyone watching. India wins the series 3-1, and as everyone said, it will give Gautam and the management a lot of confidence. Thank you very much for watching. Do subscribe, do join us tomorrow morning. Till then.